and the impact to value based upon that versus it's already taxed and we're abating it. But kind of similar concept in a way in terms of a structure impacted and the taxes as a result of that adjusted.
Yeah, exactly.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Julie, I knew it's your name. Just slipped out.
Kathy, you're right in time.
Services report. Perfect timing. Welcome, Kathy.
Morning, Kelly.
Morning, Kathy.
Out of breath, so give me a second. So what I have there is just a request to put flags outside of basically the human services area. So it'd be a US flag in each branch of service. And Deb and I have talked about it and thought it would be a great idea and kind of make the ambiance of the outside look a little nice there. So what I'm just checking is to see if that is okay with all of you commissioners.
Gentlemen?
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea, too.
I have a question, Mr. Chair. Kathy, just like this flag has got to be on the right or left side or kind of, to make it more, is that the same way we do these or is this going to be different?
Yeah, we'll make sure it's in the proper order. We would definitely have someone say, hey, that's not right if we did. So we will definitely have them in the proper order. Not a problem.
And so how many flags or what flags are we planning or thinking?
So we'll have
Fine
the
with you.
US and then it'll be the Army, Air Force, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard. Now, I don't know if there is actually a flag for the new
Space Force.
Space Force. I'm not sure.
Maybe not yet, but maybe coming.
So we could do a POW one as well. A lot of times those are there too, so maybe that
There's
would be.
definitely an order.
There
know
is,
what
yeah, I
it
didn't
is,
say them in
but
the right order, so
But
don't.
there is an order.
Yes, there is.
And we talked about, there's a couple of different areas up in the main lobby that I think would suit that, and so we'll just have to figure out which one looks the best. But I think it would be a nice touch for those entering the
Absolutely.
building as a whole.
Where does this money come out of?
So I'm looking at the outreach grant. I did think, I forgot about one thing. We always gotta have the Link Vet logo on it, so I gotta figure out how to place that or how she would like us to do that, so we don't get in trouble for, not having that somewhere on there, but I don't want it to look tacky at the same time. So we'll figure that out, or if we just make a sign, this is paid for by Link Vet, or, so I'll ask the grant person how we.
And those grant dollars come on an annual basis, the outreach grant, correct?
Yep, so that's a $10,000 grant that we get every year just to improve the programs or show, a lot of times you can use them just for things like that, decor to make it more welcoming for our veterans to come see us or anybody in the community, so, yeah.
Gentlemen, can I get a motion and a second?
I'll move on this, Mr. Chair.
Motion made by Commissioner Jelinski,
I'll second
second by Commissioner Blaine. Any further discussion? This will roll call. Commissioner Wincher?
Aye.
Commissioner Jelinski?
Aye.
Commissioner Blaine? Aye. Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Motion carried.
All right, thank you.
I like
Have a
it.
great
Good
day,
job,
everyone.
Kathy, thank you.
A little ahead of schedule, Mr. Chair. So I don't know if you want to take a quick break. I just
Sure.
texted.
Gentlemen, we'll take 5:10.
5:10.
I'll wait till everybody's back, then I'll go.
Well, why wouldn't you?
About ready to start up. Beat Jeff.
Doing a good job. Hey, I was gonna
In the agenda today, you'll see that I have added one more resolution for gambling permits. So I have a total of 5 that I will be asking for separate approvals. The first one that I have here is requesting approval of the excluded bingo resolution for Scandia Valley First Response Team to hold the bingo on April 5th and November 22nd at the Scandia Valley Town Hall.
Could I get a motion and a second?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Motion by Commissioner Blaine,
Second.
second by Commissioner Jelinski. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The next resolution I have for you is requesting approval for an exempt permit resolution for Hands of Hope Resource Center to hold a raffle on March 27th at the Little Falls Ballroom.
I'll move on this, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Jelinski, second by Commissioner Winter. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Our next request is requesting the approval for the exempt permit for resolution for Royalton Sportsman's Club to hold a raffle on June 6th, 2020 at the Royalton Sportsman's Club.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Winter, second by Commissioner Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The next request is requesting approval of the application to conduct off-site gambling resolution for the Minnesota Fishing Museum to hold a raffle and pull tabs on March 20th of this year at the Falls Ballroom.
Get a motion and second?
Moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Jelinski, second by Commissioner Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And the last resolution that I have in front of you today is an addition. This one is requesting approval for the resolution of the exempt permit for Bethany Lutheran Church of Ramey to hold a bingo on March 22nd at the Bethany Lutheran Church of Ramey Hall.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Wilson,
Second.
second by Commissioner Blaine. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And next on the agenda, I am requesting to pay the bills, the warrants.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Blaine, second by Commissioner Winter to pay the bills. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Would that not be a roll call, Mr.
Have
Chair?
to be a roll call, yeah. Commissioner Jelinski,
Aye.
Commissioner Blaine,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson.
Aye.
Myself, aye. Commissioner Winter?
Aye.
Motion carried.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you, gentlemen, for keeping me on my toes. Next up, Deb.
Hi. I'm just getting Mike here too. There are a few, sorry, Sheriff Larson just had a message for me, so I was,
That's all
talking
right.
with him. The request that I have initially, and I'm wondering, I'm gonna hold off just one second and talk to you a little bit about a couple of other things that I have that aren't in the board packet, that way Mike's here if you have questions. Last week at the planning session, I spoke briefly about the Sourcewell representation for that assembly for the annual meeting that they have and who was able to attend that. And so you guys were gonna think about that and get back to me. There are 2 spots that, are available if you'd like. It's on April 15th at 5:25 up at Madden's, near Brainerd, and that's where the different school districts recognize students. And so whoever is interested, available, wants to go, I need just to be able to send that back. Last year, yep, it was Randy and Mike Lemire that went, and so you were gonna check schedules, last time we
That's
talked.
a good point, because,
Yep.
Mr. Chair, that's that semi-annual township meeting that evening also.
Oh, it is, on a Tuesday night?
It's Wednesday night. You said the 15th, right?
Oh, that's a Wednesday night. Sorry, I was thinking Tuesday in my brain, but okay. So yes, that does conflict a bit, because I know you.
Where's that at, Randy?
guys-
That's going to
Little
be
Falls?
here, it's right here at the courthouse.
And Mr. Chair, I'm out of town at a public safety conference on that day.
So, yes, I'd more than probably attend this township meeting than the,
Then the other one.
Sourcewell.
Sure, that makes sense. If anybody wants to go or wants us to sign up, let me know. Otherwise, I just don't want to neglect responding and letting you know about it, is really what it is.
How big a window do we have to let you know? Week?
When does it need to be sent by? I think March, complete and return by March 6th, but sometimes if we don't think about it, it gets off our radar, so I want to make sure it's still relevant, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, that would be good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, thanks. So I wanted to talk to the board about a couple of PR and change order requests that we have for the building project. And so maybe Mike or John could kind of go through each of those and what exactly they are.
First is PR 57, and that's adding a multi-unit, or not a multi-unit,
Air conditioning.
air conditioning unit to the back stairs in the back corner over here. We found last year, coming in and out of the building, and now that so many people are using that, the humidity's building up in that. They can't run ducts out through that because it's a firewall all the way around it, but you can put a self-contained unit within the actual stairwell. Originally, that stairwell was open from this lower level all the time, and when we did the remodel, we closed it up as far as fire code on that end.
So it makes it real human.
Well, and the next thing you know, you'll end up with liquid on the floor. Somebody's going to slip, somebody's going to fall down the stairs. That's just how it works.
The next one is PR 31, and that includes government center aluminum entrances on the exterior. I know we had talked about that before, and that's the aluminum entrances on the, we're replacing a couple of them originally in the bid, which would be on the south side of the building, and this would include now the north side, and then also one existing one down in public health that is off kilter, I guess, so. And then another portion of that is the sheriff's office, and that is for the addition of some card readers and also updating their juvenile holding room. And I think that came about through some discussions.
With DOC and with some
DOC.
different regulatory issues, once we had that design, there were some suggested changes that were made from that original bid document to ensure we are compliant.
And then the last one is the 1960s building, and that is to change out the old existing ceiling tiles that were in there. They're in rough shape, and being that we're going through painting, cleaning everything up, some of this we were gonna leave, but a lot of them are sagged and need replacement, so.
And as you're aware, when we initially went out or had estimates for this project, the estimates were coming in higher than the available dollars. And so we scaled back things like the government center doors while kind of on our capital plan to at some point in the future replace, considering their age. We took them off that original bid document just to ensure that we had enough dollars. And then when the bids came in favorable, that's when we've been working with you as a board to prioritize what makes sense to get done while we are here, while we are doing the work, while we have the vendors on site and such. So as we've worked with the building committee, you've had those discussions and you've given good direction on really getting this facility where it needs to be for decades to come.
Gentlemen, any discussion?
I think we need a motion. I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Jelinski,
I'll second it, Mr. Chair.
second by Commissioner Blaine. For further discussion?
Mr. Chair, this
Yes,
money
sir.
comes out of our contingency money?
Nope, that would come out of bond proceed dollars.
Okay.
Yep, so it's kind of scope from that original bidding document is how we looked at that.
Just, Deb, when we had our last building committee meeting, were these on that list?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, these were in priority item, and I have that other sheet if you wanted to take a look at it again, but yeah,
So
the,
if you have that, that'd be great.
yep. Everybody want one? So this is when we've talked about different, kind of scope components of the project, not just kind of when we open a wall and see that a pipe needs to be replaced when we didn't know what needed to be replaced. Those are more contingency items, Commissioner Wilson, to your point. But these are things that were looked at for, potential work that needed to be done, that was on a radar to be done. And so we took a look at prioritizing those due to the fact that the original bids came in lower than that estimate. So then we were able to kind of go, okay, now that we know that there are some dollars available, there was work still on that list, original list, that needed to be done and needed to be addressed. And so we were told, take a look at that, prioritize that, and bring to you some recommendations that made sense, given the age of the building and given the work that's being done.
Very good. Any further discussion?
This is the changes that we also vetted at that building committee meeting.
Yes.
So we talked about this and the need to do this too.
And it's on the priority item list that we composed, so that's something that we planned for the future to spend them extra dollars on, to save money in the future.
And these, and we have hard numbers now too, that these aren't estimates, that these are hard numbers for these projects now too. And we have other items that we talked about that are on that priority list that have estimates, but the three things that we're looking at today, these are hard dollars, so.
Very good. Any further discussion? Gentlemen, this will be a roll call vote. Commissioner Jelinski?
Aye.
Commissioner Blaine?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Commissioner Winter?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you,
and
guys.
right now, they're in the process of moving the sheriff's office front desk staff, and so we need to probably get a sign up. I'll have Tabitha work on that to redirect staff, and so the front desk folks are moving into that kind of swing space. We've used that old admin area, and the command staff is down here, and we're making do while that work is getting done. Next week, scheduled to move dispatch, which of course we know is a fairly complicated process, but hopefully everything goes well and we can get them up and running in a temporary location and get the work hammered out as fast as we can. And the west side of the complex is,
We've abated all the asbestos on the 60s building, and so we're basically going back, putting it back together now. They started framing and installing new pipe, and tomorrow I'll start installing ductwork, so, and wiring and such, so.
Good.
Fantastic.
Good to have John
That's
here.
good information,
Good to have
gentlemen.
John here once.
Yeah.
Just once.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Just a reminder to you guys that I will be out next week. Amy Kwasik is gonna sit, in my place for the planning session, and help facilitate that. And so, if you need anything, though, let me know. I'll be, not out of the country or anything, so I can respond, and we'll keep up with any messages that come in that need attention, so no worries about that. Other than that, I think we're ready for schedules, unless there's anything for me. Oh, also a reminder, the next board meeting on the 25th, if you could come early, if possible. We're gonna do the Awards of Excellence presentations. There's one recipient who won't be here, but we'll still, present those awards, and then we'll just have a little reception,
What are
so
you
that way,
talking about early.
8:15.
That's what I got. Well, that's why I just wondered.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, 6 isn't necessary. JJ, you can come at 6, so if you'd like.
Yeah, look, you put a
But just as trying something different, just to have a little reception and allow an opportunity for you as a board to intermingle with staff. That's always a nice thing for folks, I know at least that work here, and appreciate that, so,
Sounds good.
thank you.
What
Dates?
What dates are we looking at?
February 16th through February 29th.
16th to the 29th.
Commissioner Jelinski, you want to start off?
Why, absolutely. On the 16th at 10:30 in the morning, so everybody knows, Little Falls FFA is going to have a breakfast at the VFW at 10:30 in the morning. On the 18th, at 8:30 in the morning, we've got a planning meeting, and I believe it's followed by a building committee, or do I have that wrong?
Correct.
Yes, you will, I won't be there, but John and Mike will be there, yep.
On the 19th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I've got a Hands of Hope meeting at Todd County. On the 20th at 10 o'clock in the morning, I've got a Central Minnesota Emergency Services Board Owners and Operators meeting in Alexandria. At 7 o'clock that night, I've got an Egg Society meeting. On the 24th at 10 o'clock in the morning, we all have a Tri-County Extension meeting in St. Cloud.
What's that date?
It's the 24th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Tri-County Extension meeting. On the 25th, besides having county board at 9 o'clock, we're all going to be here before then, probably about 8:15, Commissioner Blaine, for the county board meeting and the awards committee.
And what date was that?
That's going to be on the 25th. Just get here early on the 25th.
Put your
On
clock.
the 26th at 7 o'clock, there's an extension meeting, winter beef workshop at the Railton American Legion. On the 27th at 12:30, I've got a State Emergency Communications Board meeting in St. Paul. At 6 o'clock that night, there's a pipeline safety training meeting at the VFW in Little Falls. And on Saturday, the 29th at 10 o'clock in the morning, Sprout is going to be open again at the Cresslander Complex. Mr. Chair, I believe that's everything I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Jelinski. Commissioner Blaine?
The only thing that I can add, Mr. Chair, is that on February 27th, Thursday, February 27th at 6 o'clock, I have a Region 5 a Development Commission meeting.
Very good. Commissioner Wilson?
On the 18th, I got community development at 12:15. On the 20th, I've got airport commission at noon. And I don't know if I got a mistake here, but is an AMC conference on the 26th? Okay, and 27th? Okay, and on the 28th, I got Mississippi Headwaters. That's at 10 o'clock up in, or it's at 10 o'clock in Walker.
February 19th, I got Public Health, 5:30. I don't know where it's going to be. Is it still open there? The Public Health Library?
You know, that's a great question. Did they meet in the, I don't know where, the IT room is where Extension met last? I don't know where Brad has it scheduled. It might be in here, actually. I don't know.
Okay, I don't really know.
We'll,
where it's at.
look at it and get it to you.
Libraries.
Yeah,
And then,
it's out of commission right now.
The 25th, HRA, 1:30. That's all I got. Commissioner Wincher?
Okay, on the 18th, I have a Great Regional Library meeting at 5. On the 20th, I have our annual meeting for Tri-County Community Action. That'll be at the Great River Arts Center, and that's at 5 o'clock. Just a note on that Tri-County Extension, Jeff and I, we sit on that on the 24th. We sit on the county extension. Again, not all county commissioners go there from the 3 counties, but again, you're more than welcome to join us at 10 o'clock.
When's that?
That's, Jeff brought that up. That's the Tri-County Extension Committee
Oh.
meeting in St. Cloud.
Okay.
The regional one, that's at 10. Then I'll be down at the cities at St. Paul Intercontinental Hotel. I'll have an AMC extension meeting that morning at 7. And then we moved on the 28th, we moved the soil and water meetings to the Friday, and they'll be starting at 8 o'clock. And also on the 28th is Pine Grove 10th Annual Gone Wild event from 7 to 8.
That night?
Yep. And that's it, Mr. Chair.
That'll be it, gentlemen.
Question on the TCC. What did you say? It's not a regular?
It's an annual meeting. It's our annual meeting.
We all go to that, Randy, don't we?
Pardon?
Do we all go to that extension? I always have.
I know, I sit on the University of Extension. Oh, but I'm talking, no, there's 2 different ones. The one that.
Tri-County.
Tri-County, yes, we always went down, but I think we're the only representatives that had all the county.
Yeah, we're the only county that all commissioners
Yeah, but not the other
gone
2
to.
counties,
The other 2
Stearns and,
counties don't.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Benton. But yeah, everyone's welcome for that.
And Mr. Chair, I'll just make a comment. I will not be able to attend, I think I said that earlier, I will not be able to attend the legislative conference at all this year, just the way it is.
Is that me?
Again.
Are you doing it again?
Deleted one.
That's,
You canceled one and sent it.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Commissioner
okay.
Mayor
But
canceled.
someone budgeted it. I didn't do that one.
It's okay.
Oh, teaching them how to use their phone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
It's just a
Mr.
double,
Mr.
triple
Chair.
reminder. I like
Yes,
that.
yes.
I'm just looking here, I knew there was something else. On the 24th, I may be up at TRICAP, or not TRICAP,
Region 5.
Region 5, thank you, Commissioner Wilson. I was elected to serve on the exec board for Region 5 at the annual meeting last month, or not the annual meeting, but the reorganizational meeting last month. And so I may be up there on the 24th of February to get a grasp of everything I need to be doing and to give them signatures on things. So I will, Tabitha, I will forward you a time as soon as I have that nailed down, so.
Very good. Any other business? Can I get a motion, a second, to adjourn?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Wilson.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Blaine to adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.